All right, good night to everyone joining the live broadcast tonight. I do apologize for such a late start. I know that you all watch the billboard like over and over and over and over and over. But I was trying to get all of this started. We had a problem with the light actually in studio. It wasn't coming on anymore. But good night to all of you watching on YouTube. Again, special good night to Daryl. I see that you are on. And to all my fellow YouTubers is what he said. So good night to all of you joining across there right now. We have a lot to get through tonight in Trinidad and Tobago. Listen, the most amount of hate for Kamala Prasad-Bissessar is now, and it's simply because of the warship that is, or the impending war between Venezuela and Trinidad and, Venezuela and the United States. Now, Venezuela seeks to just bring Trinidad and Tobago name involved in everything that goes on. Every single thing. Damn. I never hear a man call Kamala name so much. A world leader that is call on Kamala so much to denounce what's going on with with the United States and say that Kamala is a lackey and say that, she have moral weakness and all kind of thing. Listen, today Kamala Prasad-Bissessar, come back to me directly. Kamala Prasad-Bissessar pulls away a little bit from CARICOM. And it's because CARICOM not siding with Trinidad. They're not supporting Trinidad. CARICOM supporting Venezuela over Trinidad and Tobago. Now I heard economists say that nowhere did CARICOM come out to say that they support Venezuela. But recognizing the Caribbean as a zone of peace is doing such. And I think it is known in Trinidad and Tobago that currently, or for over the past few years, we have been at the behest again of Venezuela. This is the reality. I know it doesn't matter what anybody else say right now, because the truth is that drugs and guns and gangs come flowing into Trinidad and Tobago from Venezuela. CARICOM did a report, and CARICOM report suggested such. So now that Trinidad is saying differently, now that CARICOM is saying differently, now that world leaders are saying differently, and want to recognize the Caribbean as a zone of peace, I am asking where was the zone? So the opposition today goes and meets with Venezuela. And it's so ironic because now the opposition will not call Kamala Prasad-Bissessar a traitor. It is Keith Rowley again that called Kamala Prasad-Bissessar a traitor when Kamala Prasad-Bissessar literally said that they are leading us to sanctions. Now, in all fairness, Trinidad and Tobago, Kamala Prasad-Bissessar tone ain't changing now. It didn't change at all. There's a clip here where Kamala Prasad-Bissessar, like you had to go and actually find it. Kamala Prasad-Bissessar said, touch one, touch all. That Venezuela clip, remember that, right? Get that from her, touch one, touch all. Scroll on, you'll see touch one, touch all, right? Because Kamala Prasad-Bissessar in 2023, in responding to Venezuela, in regards to the Essequibo region in Guyana, said, touch one, touch all. Run that clip for me. Go ahead, run it. Listen to Kamala, run it. Quick.
Listen, my clear message to Maduro tonight is, if you interfere with the Guyanese people, you interfere with the people of Trinidad and Tobago. You touch one, and you touch all. We fully support the people of Guyana in this crisis, and we call upon Maduro to obey international law and stay out of the lands occupied by Ghana. I also tell the Guyanese people what I tell you all the time: stand your ground. Stand your ground. Stand your ground.
So that was Kamala Prasad-Bissessar back in 2023, Trinidad and Tobago. Stand your ground. Kill them all violently. Even the one shot, one kill by Gary Griffith, and Kamala Prasad-Bissessar actually said, load up your matic or empty the clip. All of that from Kamala Prasad-Bissessar. Now, ironically, like people forget that is the type of leader that we have. That's who they were voting for, because we all knew, I knew. But now Venezuela, again, threatening Trinidad and Tobago with oil and gas, with dragon gas. We got threatened no more business with dragon gas. And Venezuela right now, they scattering, they're scampering all over the place. That's what Maduro doing. So while Maduro, I think he lying down in bed with Delcy, because after Delcy come out and say something, that's the only time Maduro think he have the mouth to say something to Trinidad and Tobago. But anyway, technically Trinidad and Tobago, if Maduro was the United States, there would have been, this that happening right now is like a sanction on Kamala Persad-Bissessar. So that's what I will call it. So the Venezuelan government, or Venezuela in a whole, sanctioned Kamala Persad-Bissessar, said that she's unwelcomed. Anybody here want to go Venezuela? You want to go Venezuela? You want to go Venezuela? Anybody here want to, you don't want to go Venezuela? You enjoy the beaches in Venezuela, no? And enjoy the food that they have in the grocery stores? Because I hear that real food in the grocery, you know that? I hear it's not Venezuelans coming to Trinidad, but Trinidad going to Venezuela, Trinidad is going across there. That's what I hear. Listen, come back. Venezuelans protesting today, believe it or not, Venezuelans protesting today about what's happening, and they're against Kamala Persad-Bissessar. And I am saying, if all they want to protest, go across the Venezuela and protest. I think Caribbean Airlines have flights going to Veni, right? So for all that want to protest here in Trinidad and Tobago, go to Venezuela and protest Kamala in Venezuela. Go and spread your Venezuelan flag. We don't want Kamala. We don't like Kamala. How you could come to my country and protest? Where you protesting? What you protesting? You come into Trinidad and Tobago where you able to take the TT dollar, send it back to Venezuela to get food. Because that's the reason why they're here, right? That's why they say they're here, to get food. Because we don't know food in Venezuela, but you're protesting Kamala Persad. What you protesting about? What Trinidadians, because Trinidadians and all protesting, I think all they're confused. So all Venezuela could seek to do, Trinidad and Tobago, is say, Kamala, no welcome. You no welcome in Venezuela, or Venezuela. You no welcome here. That hurts in your pocket? That hurts in your pocket, right? It not hurts in my pocket either. It not hurts in my emotions, it not hurts in my feelings. So let me take it to that CNC News report with Kamala Persad-Bissessar is technically sanctioned. Can't go to Venezuela. Take a listen to this. PM sanction.
Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar is no longer welcomed in Venezuela, having been declared persona non grata. A declaration passed in the National Assembly condemned her government for its support of the United States.
It is the latest in the war of words between Trinidad and Tobago and Venezuela, amid tensions in the region as U.S. naval vessels close in on the Caribbean Sea, and one is docked in the Port of Spain.
But in a response, the Prime Minister says she doesn't care, calling it a useless declaration. Kijan Haynes has more.
Para declarar persona non grata a la primera ministra de Trinidad y Tobago, Kamala Persad-Bissessar.
With a show of hands, all in favor, the Venezuelan Assembly voted for Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar to be named persona non grata. Someone who is persona non grata is basically considered unwelcome.
Queda aprobado por unanimidad. Se declara como persona non grata.
The Assembly also voted to ratify President Nicolas Maduro's decision to cancel gas deals with Trinidad and Tobago. President of the National Assembly, Jorge Rodriguez, spent much of his speech denouncing the country, even holding up various newspaper articles, one quoting the Prime Minister saying she didn't need the gas.
No necesitamos el gas de Venezuela.
Let's see if you need it or not, he said. Rodriguez repeating that the gas deal was the only real hope for the people of Trinidad and Tobago, saying that our gas reserves were almost depleted. He had more harsh words, saying Trinidad and Tobago has a, quote, garbage of a government, and the Prime Minister is allowing...
Is that Venezuela protests in Venezuela. That's what's going on there. So Venezuelans protest in Venezuela against Kamala Persad-Bissessar. They march the streets holding placards of Kamala Persad-Bissessar. I tell you, Kamala Persad-Bissessar famous. My Prime Minister very famous. Kamala Persad-Bissessar is the most famous Caribbean leader right now. Love or hate her, she famous. Venezuelans, I kid you not. Venezuelans are protesting in Venezuela against Kamala Prasad Bisasa. How much Maduro pay all here? He getting all their food. Maduro getting all their food. Maduro get them food. He opened up some food for people in Venezuela. They go say, oh, misinformation, this, that, and the other. But thousands of Venezuelans left Venezuela. Millions, actually. Millions of Venezuelans left Venezuela. A lot of them came across here to Trinidad and Tobago. Go and get a clip and show people what's going on in Venezuela, please. With the armored trucks running them over. Come quick, yeah, the armored trucks running them over in Venezuela. I confuse, you know. I confuse. Is it that we love Venezuela and Venezuelans love Venezuela? Venezuela in a good footing now that the people can go back home? They are. So they can go home. I see no reason for them staying in Trinidad and Tobago worrying. Run that, run it, take off the audio. Just cut it, yeah, take off the audio. Look at that. Skip to the end. Because as far as I know, this is what's going on in Venezuela. That's why I know going on in Venezuela now. So I kind of confuse Trinidad and Tobago. This is what goes on in Venezuela. Play it at the end again. Sure. That's the type of government they have. This was for COVID. Is the same leader in charge, right? Or Juan Guaido is now the political leader. Which one? Who is the leader of Venezuela? Not Nicolas Maduro. Look, I don't even know what to say. Stay tuned. We'll be back right after this.
Experience. More savings, more smiles. Shop smart, save more at SNS. Quality you trust, prices you love. At SNS Supermarket, we make every trip rewarding. From unbeatable promotions to top-tier customer service, we bring you the best deals with an endless variety and effortless shopping. From everyday essentials to unique finds. We have it all in one place. No more running around. Shop at any one of our conveniently located branches in Mayaro, Rio Claro, or Pico.
Whether your child is topping the class or just keeping up, stronger comprehension skills gives them the edge. That's why Learn Smart TT has created an online comprehension and poetry course. This is completely self-paced with all tools accessed online. It's 30 passages, 30 poems. They can be downloaded or answered on our site. From there, students get access to answer sheets that have detailed options of how the answers could have been written. No other product on the market has this. In addition, they get access to a video tutorial with an expert teacher walking them through the passage of poems using high visuals and techniques to ensure they derive meaning. Also, we model how we derived each answer so they can do the same. If you want your child to enjoy all of these benefits and propel in comprehension, SCA, and general academic life, click the link above and register for this course and join hundreds of parents and students who are benefiting.
Welcome to SNS Facade Group of Companies, a dynamic community-driven group serving multiple industries with excellence and integrity. At SNS Facade Supermarket, we're committed to community, providing vessel export delivery, custom food services, local delivery, wholesale solutions, fresh produce, in-house bakery, and premium meats. Discover relaxation reimagined at Sunset Beach Resort, with beachfront stays and dining that blends local flavor with ocean views, perfect for families and couples. At Cuts and Curve Fitness Center, where health meets lifestyle, with personal training, meal plans, a full gym, and on-site cafe. The SNS Facade Group of Companies, building value, trust, and community across everything we do.
I repping the red, white, and black real hard now. Real hard. Rocking red, white, and black because ain't no way no other country coming to threaten us and then threaten our Prime Minister and call our Prime Minister drunk anymore. You see, that is a PNM thing. Is music you listening to in the corner there? Yeah? Not that, them outside. It's a parang you listening to. It's a parang going on outside. But ain't no way nobody coming to disrespect Trinidad and Tobago and disrespect our Prime Minister and call her all sorts of names and call her, as Venezuela say, and PNM they say drunk and all kind of thing. You realize who Venezuela want to meet? They want to meet with opposition Penelope Beckles, who had the world to say about Kamala Persad-Bissessar. That party, that nasty party, that vindictive party, that dictatorship of a party that didn't care about you. Because Keith Rowley that locked all the out at Trinidad during COVID, but allowed the Venice to come in. I don't forget that. And the court rule against it, by the way. The Supreme Court, the High Court rule against that king liar, Keith Christopher Rowley. So know who all you're siding with, know who all you're backing. And for all those that want to back Venezuela and support Venezuela, I will ask Caribbean Airlines to have a flight specifically for Venezuela, free of charge. A one-way, not a two-way, one-way to Venezuela. And for a pilot who want to stay across there too, and the plane could stay there too, because we don't want it coming back with bombs for this place. But listen to CNC3 today. Protests going on in Venezuela, Trinidad and Tobago, the protesting and the protesting Kamala.
Thousands marched in Venezuela's Miranda state yesterday, denouncing this country's Prime Minister, Kamala Persad-Bissessar.
Protesters held placards accusing her of threatening regional peace. Caracas Mayor Carmen Melendez, also a senior Socialist Party official, claimed Persad-Bissessar aligned with Washington to harm civilians. Venezuela's parliament declared Persad-Bissessar persona non grata and suspended all energy ties with TNT. Lawmakers accused her of betraying her country by supporting U.S. military interests. Several party leaders praised President Nicolas Maduro's decision and the armed forces for defending sovereignty.
Meanwhile, TNT has reached out to Venezuela after the National Assembly declared Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar persona non grata.
As the diplomatic rift widens, some of her colleagues are rallying behind her, others are keeping their distance, while some analysts remain divided on what the declaration really means. Therese Polo explains.
Foreign Affairs Minister Sean Sobers spoke with Venezuela's ambassador after Tuesday's vote. While he described the conversation as cordial, he said he expressed deep concern and grave disappointment with the Assembly's position on the resolution. But his colleagues within the government are far less restrained.
Venezuela can do what they want. For us, she's all grata.
Even as Venezuelans marched, calling her a criminal, David Naked defended the Prime Minister and praised her for standing firm against external pressure.
We love her because what she intends to do for this country, no other Prime Minister is prepared to do. Put her life on the line, put everything on the line, make sure that our citizens are safe from the drug cartel.
The parliamentary secretary also took aim at the opposition, accusing the People's National Movement of hypocrisy after their meeting with the Venezuelan ambassador.
And that's why I refer to the PNM leadership as rabid dogs when they're not in government. When the PNM leadership and the black bourgeoisie, African for their people, not in government, They will do anything to return to government.
But opposition Senator Faris Al-Rawi fired back, condemning Nakid's sentiments.
There's nothing of worth coming out of his contributions. That is not the kind of talking head that you want.
We do not care about what PNM have to say, and I will not even entertain anything PNM have to say. Even the independent senators like this guy.
Make no comment.
Don't care. Don't care. And you know, we used to like this man, you know. I actually used to like that man, but the president had to go. Thank you. The president of this republic had to go because, you know, anytime your country at war, who's supposed to talk? Your president. We have a president for no reason. We have a president for no reason. None at all. None at all. The ceremonial powers that the president have, she should not have. Paula Maweek, not Paula, oh gosh, Christine Kangaloo is a waste of time, waste of space. None of them does want to protect Trinidad and Tobago. When was the last time the Defense Force hired people? You can't remember, right? Still, you can't remember. When was the last time the Defense Force hired people? What the hell the president doing? What's she doing? You know why we have a president? You know why we have a president? Because I don't know why we have a president. Because the Prime Minister, Kamala Prasad Bisasa, is the only one that has more balls than anybody in this country. More balls than Keith Rowley, more balls than Mia Motley, more balls than Gonzalez or Gonzalez, more balls than anybody in the Caribbean right now to actually stand up for Caribbean. Because it's not just Trinidad and Tobago. Our people are shipped from this country, shipped from Venezuela. All the Venezuelans that are marching right now benefiting under Maduro regime because a clique of persons benefit under Maduro. A clique of them. You know what ironic? Maduro was going to have an international news conference with someone from, I think it's 60 Minutes. 60 Minutes reached out to do an interview with Maduro. He accepted it. And then he when they all sat up inside the room, I think the defense minister called and said cancel. You know why it get canceled? It got canceled because he felt threatened by Trinidad. That's what he say. He felt threatened by Trinidad and Tobago, and because Trinidad and Tobago is aligning with the United States of America, he felt unsafe. So you trying to tell Trinidad and Tobago what we should do in our own country, who we should align with? Where's the benefit in aligning with Venezuela? Somebody tell me that. We don't want the Venezuelan dollar. We don't need it. You want Venezuelan money in Trinidad? You want it? You want to spend Venezuelan dollars? Them don't even want the dollar. You want what dollar you want to spend? TT or US? Right now we don't even want TT. We don't even want TT right now. We want we want USA. We want the US dollar. And people go come and say, you're talking that certain nonsense. You have to learn politics. You have to learn geopolitics. You have to learn this. You have to learn that. Trinidad and Tobago, Kamala Prasad Bisasa is on the right side of history. I tell you that. She's on the right side of history. She's doing what is needed to be done. Vice News report. Vice News did a report right here in Trinidad and Tobago about the illicit trade. They said politicians, businessmen, corruption, main facets of crime in Trinidad and Tobago. A leader that rooting out all of that you're vexed with. You know why? You know why? Because people want to just eat our food in Trinidad. We want to eat our food on CPAP. We want to eat our food on URP. We want to eat our food on deforestation. Because the only thing we know about doing in Trinidad and Tobago is eating our food. Keith Rowley talked to us about weaning ourselves off the government. Kamala come in power. Kamala has been saying from day one that private sector must be main drivers of economic growth in Trinidad and Tobago from day one. She is saying that, right? I vote for her because of that, because of the policies of such. I vote 100% UNC. I would never vote PNM because their goal and their mandate for Trinidad and Tobago is that they benefit and you suffer. And we see it time and time again. The dismantling of URP and CPEP and deforestation is not a bid to just send black people home as they want to let you believe. It's not that. It's to clean up corruption. Oh God, look at what's going on in the country. Look at what's going on around the world. All people want to do is eat our food. That's it. That's it. No hard work in this country. Let me play some clips. Let me play some clips. You know what? Let me open the phone lines. 2824798. You know how to type it in, right? Title letters are. Yeah. Right. Let me call live. Get live. Press plus. Right, that's the number to call live. 2824798. I want to take a listen to this guy while we take the phone lines, right? Just hit audio. Listen to this, Trinidad and Tobago. So someone spoke out on the issue of Mia Motley, not to run. Click this and wait, right? Someone spoke out on the issue of Venezuela. Take a listen to this guy, right? Hit play.
Okay. So I heard the Honorable Prime Minister of Barbados, Mrs. Mia Motley, calling on members of the CARICOM to let their voices be heard, to make an appeal to the Trump administration of the United States of America to allow the Caribbean to continue to be a region of peace. And I commend that. Because if good people do nothing, then evil will prevail. If good people do nothing, evil will prevail. So that is all well and good. And I applaud her efforts in reference of that. Right? What I don't appreciate is the Honorable Prime Minister of Barbados, Mrs. Mia Motley, intellectually, technically speaking down to Mrs. Kamala Persad-Bissessar, the Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, my Prime Minister, for making a stance with the United States of America, which is our biggest ally, right, and partners in business, by saying that she is aiding and abetting in the instigation of war. She is aiding and abetting in the instigation of war. She is facilitating by making the port of Spain available to a U.S. aircraft carrier. You know, and speaking things in the media that would suggest to be endorsing the behavior of the United States of America. I want to say to Mrs. Mia Motley, I understand what you are saying. You are the Prime Minister of Barbados and be such. My Prime Minister, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, the Honorable Mrs. Kamala Persad-Bissessar, has an oath of responsibility to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, because Trinidad and Tobago is an independent sovereign republic, according to your boy Keith Rowley, right? And the leader of Trinidad and Tobago, Mrs. Kamala Persad-Bissessar, has an oath and a responsibility to the people of Trinidad and Tobago and the well-being of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. You understand what I'm saying? What you eat don't make me tutu, and vice versa. We have our own affairs here that we need to see about. You want to talk about region of peace? I totally agree with that. The Caribbean only know party and carnival and tourism and thing, and I would have loved for it to stay in that manner. And pray to God it does. Right? Pray to God it does. But let me tell you something. If you didn't know, Trinidad and Tobago haven't been seeing peace for a while now. Right? It's kidnappings, it's house invasion. Last year was 614 murders. Businessmen getting robbed. You understand? They're packing up the business and they're flying out. We're losing businesses, small businesses, medium businesses in Trinidad because of crime. Right? We have a narco-terrorist, narco sector in Trinidad and Tobago that had become a pest. Right? Just the other day they find a narco submarine, right, that gone with one of we Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force members while they embark it. Somebody pull a plug and they say the narco submarine sink. It gone with one of we. It gone with one of we Defense Force members. No sight to see again. Not her body, family, wife, children, everything. Morning, mother can't get back. She's son gone. human trafficking, right? Human trafficking, children leaving for school, boys and girls, and never seen to come back home. Never seen to come back home again. Mother can't even get closure, a body to bury, nothing. When I talk about peace, Trinidad and Tobago ain't seeing peace a while. Where was the CARICOM coming to say, look at what's going on in Trinidad and Tobago? Oh my gosh, let's send a boat. Because they had no boats to properly govern the border. They had no airplane. We have a whole Trinidad and Tobago defense force air guard detachment without helicopters, without aircrafts to fly to secure the airspace of Trinidad and Tobago. Where's the CARICOM to say, let's lend some aid to Trinidad and Tobago? They have been such an aid to us when we have hurricane and storm and natural disasters, whether earthquake. They've always been, really in the mix of things, trying to send aid. Where's the aid for us? You talk about a region of peace. Trinidad and Tobago ain't seeing peace for a while now. I don't know at what point in the chessboard and the chess game that you feel Trinidad and Tobago in. Just the other day, the United States of America revoked an OFAC license, preventing us from doing negotiation and establishing a business deal between Venezuela on the Dragon gas. Thank God a change of government come. Mrs. Kamala Persad-Bissessar, she have, awards and all kind of thing. The People Award and what I'm saying. She had the, oh gosh, boy. Can't come to my mind right now. You understand what I'm saying? She have awards. She went up there, she talk on behalf of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Boom, they come and say, all right, here, look the license again. We get back the OFAC license so we could sit down with Venezuela now and we could trash out wherever it is. Let me get this business deal going. You have people to feed, I have people to feed a business. Understand what I'm saying? I don't know what point of the chessboard Honorable Mrs. Mia Motley feel Trinidad and Tobago in. We just a dot on the map, a small fry. Our economy in reference to trade backed by the US dollar. Majority of our businesses in Trinidad and Tobago is US businesses. Standing with the United States of America, just give us back as an ally. Just give us back an OFAC license to do business with Venezuela.
So that was it there, Trinidad and Tobago. The rest of that I'll probably post later on today, but I agree. 2824798. Once more, 2824798. You could WhatsApp call the number as well if you need to. But that's the number to call. What's your opinion? What's your stance? Are you siding? Are you not siding? What's your opinion and what's your stance with the whole issue with Venezuela right now? The number to call on that will be 2824798. While we get ready for that, Jamaica. The opposition. The opposition is a traitor to the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Keith Rowley would have said it to Kamala Persad-Bissessar. Now we say it to the opposition. Just hit pause on that, please. Right? Now we say to the opposition, you are a traitor. This is what the opposition did.
The Prime Minister is being declared persona non grata by the Maduro government. The opposition was simultaneously reaffirming TNT's ties with Venezuela.
In a statement, the PNM confirmed that opposition leader Penelope Beckles met with Venezuelan Ambassador Enrique Sanchez Cordero. Beckles emphasized this country's commitment to protecting national interests through peaceful engagement and respect for international norms. Both parties reaffirmed their dedication to peace, mutual respect, and constructive dialogue as the basis for continued bilateral cooperation. Ambassador Cordero and Beckles expressed hope for regional stability, deeper cultural ties, and enduring friendship between the peoples of Trinidad and Tobago and Venezuela.
So yeah, the traitor in this is Penelope Beckles, because the fact that Penelope doesn't side with Trinidad and Tobago and the government on this issue simply means that she don't care about lives in Trinidad and Tobago. She don't care about what we go through in Trinidad and Tobago. All Penelope Beckles care about is herself and getting back in power. Set a canal counts yard fowls running around trying to meet this and that and the other. That's all. Look at her. The canal counts, Penelope Beckles. Look, Trinidad, stay tuned. We'll be back right after this.
unbeatable deals, unbeatable experience. More savings, more smiles. Shop smart, save more at SNS. Quality you trust, prices you love. At SNS Supermarket, we make every trip rewarding. From unbeatable promotions to top-tier customer service, we bring you the best deals with an endless variety and effortless shopping. From everyday essentials to unique finds, we have it all in one place. No more running around. Shop at any one of our conveniently located branches in Mayaro, Rio Claro, or Freeport.
Your child is topping the class or just keeping up, stronger comprehension skills gives them the edge. That's why Learn Smart TT has created an online comprehension and poetry course. This is completely self-paced with all tools accessed online. It's 30 passages, 30 poems. They can be downloaded or answered on our site. From there, students get access to answer sheets that have detailed options of how the answers could have been written. No other product on the market has this. In addition, they get access to a video tutorial with an expert teacher walking them through the passage of poems using high visuals and techniques to ensure they derive meaning. Also, we model how we derived each answer so they can do the same. If you want your child to enjoy all of these benefits and propel in comprehension, SCA, and general academic life, click the link above and register for this course and join hundreds of parents and students who are benefiting.
Welcome to SNS Facade Group of Companies, a dynamic community-driven group serving multiple industries with excellence and integrity. At SNS Facade Supermarket, we're committed to community, providing vessel export delivery, custom food services, local delivery, wholesale solutions, fresh produce, in-house bakery, and premium meats. Discover relaxation reimagined at Sunset Beach Resort, with beachfront stays and dining that blends local flavor with ocean views, perfect for families and couples. At Cuts and Curve Fitness Center, where health meets lifestyle, with personal training, meal plans, a full gym, and on-site cafe. The SNS Facade Group of Companies, building value, trust, and community across everything we do.
And welcome back, Trinidad and Tobago. So yeah, the whole issue with Venezuela is a major problem that we all need to deal with. Just Monday, we had Gary Griffith here in Trinidad and Tobago. What are you doing? Go out. What are you doing? We had Gary Griffith here on the program, and he spoke specifically towards that. So that it made major news. Oh, the phone is on. Laughing. Done up already. Hi, good night.
Hi, good night, David Welch. I am just watching you tonight, and I completely agree with everything you say. If Venezuela want to protest, it's really not affecting us in any way.
And what's your stance right now on what's happening? What's your take on what Kamala Persad-Bissessar said, basically, and her stance against Venezuela?
I agree with her 100%, because if she doesn't stand up for us, who will?
All right.
So yeah, I agree with her. I support her, and I love what you're doing.
Appreciate it. 28247. Sir, you getting me mad. Thanks. You getting me so mad right now. Like, run the clips with Venezuela now. Oh my gosh. 282-4798, once more, Trinidad and Tobago, 282-4798, that's the number to call, 282-4798. David, the PNM will never hold office again. We need a new opposition party because we don't have one. I agree. Come back. The state of emergency has been extended for another, or will be extended, sorry, for another 3 months. Government set to go towards Parliament on Friday, lower house, to debate the extension of the SOE. They need, I think they need a 3/5 majority, which they have. I don't think they need the opposition support for this extension, and this will carry us upwards to February 2026. Let's take a listen.
With the government seeking another 3-month extension of the state of emergency, the police commissioner says the decision follows a report he submitted to the National Security Council.
Meanwhile, the Attorney General has clarified the process for securing the extension when it comes before Parliament on Friday. Akash Samru explains.
When the government goes to Parliament on Friday seeking a further 3-month extension to the state of emergency, it will only need a simple majority to do so, meaning it needs more votes in favour than against. And by virtue of having 26 votes compared to the PNM's 13, it's more or less a done deal. Confirmation came from Attorney General John Jeremy, who told CNC3 News government is allowed one more simple majority extension on Friday. In February, he said, if another extension to the SOE is needed, then it will need a special majority. That special majority means a 3/5 majority in both houses of Parliament, something the government does not automatically have in the Senate, and would therefore need opposition or independent support. So why is the government seeking to extend the SOE? Well, according to Police Commissioner Alistair Guevara, the decision to extend the SOE falls within the remit of Parliament. However, the Commissioner revealed he recently submitted a classified report to the National Security Council, which included operational assessments and recommendations.
The contents of that report are not for public disclosure, and I trust that you will appreciate the sensitivity of that material. Any decision beyond that, particularly regarding the length of the extension, is a matter for parliamentary debate and resolution.
Now, it's important to remember that in July, we were told that the move to call an SOE was prompted by the discovery of a coordinated and dangerous criminal network operating both inside and outside the nation's prisons. Intelligence indicated active plots involving assassinations, robberies, and kidnappings, targeting senior government officials, law enforcement officers, members of the judiciary, and state prosecutors. But in August, the police commissioner said the threat was neutralized. Now, this was put to the police commissioner, who said while the initial threat was addressed decisively, the criminal networks are adapting.
Our disruption phase was successful, but the subsequent dismantling phase requires sustained precision. Several individuals have gone into hiding, and we are actively pursuing them through intelligence-led operations.
The commissioner was asked if this extension has anything to do with the growing tensions between Venezuela and the U.S. However, he said the TTPS recommendations was based on the previous period of the SOE and threat evaluations. Now, if and when the extension is granted on Friday, then this will mean for 2025, only the months of May and June were not impacted by a state of emergency.
So yeah, state of emergency set to be extended for another 3 months. Simple majority, not special majority. I said that at the start. Simple majority is what the government needs for a further extension of the SOE. The media asked whether or not this is because of Venezuela. They said no. And while Venezuelans protest across in Venezuela, Venezuelans here in Trinidad and Tobago, they actually want to stay right here in Trinidad and Tobago. So a Venezuelan spoke to, again, CNC3, which is the news that we could get easily because they're on YouTube, TV6. Go to YouTube now, oh gosh. All right, and this is what the Venezuelan said.
Last night, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro announced the suspension of oil gas agreements with TNT, calling it a precautionary measure against what he described as hostile actions by the government. Vice President Delcy Rodriguez recommended the move after Trinidad welcomed the new U.S. naval ship USS Gravely on Sunday. She confirmed it includes denouncing the 2015 Energy Corporation agreement, last renewed in February. Maduro insists the decision protects Venezuela's resources from what he called U.S. empire supremacists.
The government's mass deportation announcement on Monday sparked panic among some Venezuelan migrants in this country. One couple, 37-year-old Julio and 35-year-old Maria, and their 2 children say They are terrified of returning to the dangers they fled under the Maduro regime. Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar has since clarified that only incarcerated migrants will be deported. Julio, a refrigerator technician, and Maria, a domestic worker, have lived in Trinidad for 3 years, working to support their children who attend the La Romaine Migrants Support Group. Through coordinator Angie Ramnarine, they shared that going back is not an option.
El 90% venimos a Trinidad a trabajar por el país.
Well, he first wants to say very respectfully to our Prime Minister that the majority of all the Venezuelans, 90% of them here, they're here just to work and work to earn a living to be able to feed themselves.
Y no venimos ni a delinquir, ni a andar en bar, ni a andar en fiesta.
And they came here not to be in bars, not to be delinquents, not to be, out on the streets causing problems.
Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar is facing criticism both locally and regionally for her support of U.S. military action against narco-trafficking operations in Venezuela. But for Maria and Julio, Persad-Bissessar represents hope.
Yo quiero volver a mi país.
She says she wants Maduro to go. She wants to be able to return to her country.
Mientras él esté en el poder, yo no pienso regresar.
Right. While he's in power, she cannot even think of going back.
Interesting. While he's in power, she cannot think about going back. Yet in Venezuela, this is the photo today. Imagine that. This is the photo today. Now when you zoom in on that picture with Kamla Persad-Bissessar there, just hold shift and as I've always shown you. Minimums. Imagine, this is the photo in Venezuela today, Trinidad and Tobago. Imagine that. Look at that. This is Maduro. This is the photo they should leave for Maduro, not Kamla Persad-Bissessar. Maduro. Okay, Maduro is let me not say it. But imagine that. This is our leader. And then you have Trinidadians that support it. Imagine that. Trinidadians support it. Trinidadians say Kamla Persad-Bissessar deserve it. Trinidadians say they don't want Kamla. Right? That's what we like. Venice, with the original news story, and the Guardian would like nothing more. You want to bet this is front page tomorrow? How much you want to bet? This is front page tomorrow. Who betting? Nobody betting? You betting? You think this is front page tomorrow? Because the media would like nothing better. Venezuelans denounce PM Kamla in street protests. All right. Cool. Interesting. And while all of that going on, I saw, I think it was, who sent it, boy? It was from Ian Allen. Let's see if I find this one. It was a fake news clipping from Ian Allen, where apparently some ministers are distancing themselves from the government. I know Ian Allen posted a story like that. Did I save it by? Let me see. I don't know if I did or not. Let's see if I find it. So Ian Allen would have posted a story and he titled it Fake News Now. And it was about some ministers of government that distancing themselves from Kamla Persad-Bissessar. And I see CNC3 ran a news story on such as well. Let me see. Oh, the end is real post, boy. Ja. Yen team real play now thing. Here it is. So Ian posted this. Big lie, fake news. right? This is what was posted on Ian Allen's Facebook page. Big lie, fake news. And it says, fakery at its best. UNC crisis deepens. Munilal demands emergency talks with or as MPs threaten revolt. The United National Congress deputy political leader, Dr. Rudal Munilal, is said to be leading a group of MPs who are increasingly dissatisfied with Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessa's leadership. Sources confirm that Munilal has demanded emergency talks tonight, warning, and that's tonight being tonight, warning if the Prime Minister refuses, a number of MPs are prepared to stage what one insider describes as a full-scale callous revolt. The unrest stems from growing frustrations among senior government ministers over the Prime Minister's continued isolation of her home in Siparia and her detractment from critical national and regional developments, including the presence of the U.S. warships in the Caribbean and the escalating conflict with Venezuela. Several MPs claim Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessa has stopped taking their calls and is now communicating via WhatsApp, or most effectively, everything is done via WhatsApp, reportedly under the close direction of her personal advisor. All right, the situation is described to be as fluid and volatile, with senior party figures scrambling tonight to prevent an internal collapse. And they label that, or Ian Allen labeled that as fake news. And then, ironically, CNC3 ran this tonight.
But the Minister of Trade, Investment and Tourism is tonight downplaying concerns about possible fallout within CARICOM after Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessa described the regional bloc as an unreliable partner. Earlier this week, the Prime Minister accused CARICOM of siding with Venezuela over Trinidad and Tobago. And just yesterday, she reveals that her government plans to realign this country's foreign policy, stopping short of suggesting any withdrawal from the bloc. But making his way into the Senate today, Minister Satyakama Maharaj said he does not expect the Prime Minister's comments to cause any major diplomatic rift.
I don't see any problem. We have a long history together, right?
But the Prime Minister said that she may be looking to adjust our foreign policy. She said that CARICOM is a non-reliable partner, and that perhaps could have some consequence, don't you think?
That's a question for the Prime Minister and the Minister of Foreign Affairs.
Don't you think?
That's a question for the Prime Minister and the Minister of Foreign Affairs.
When asked if any CARICOM leader reached out since her comments, the Prime Minister previously stated that she maintains good relations with TNT's regional neighbours.
Meanwhile, economist and independent Senator Dr. Marlene Atz says while CARICOM remains a work in progress, it continues to serve as a vital anchor for regional integration and collective response in times of crisis.
I think
we don't want to hear from the opposition, right, or independent senators. So if you want the rest of that, go to CNC3 News. But it's interesting. We'll see how things play out. I mean, this is how Venezuela denounced Kamla Persad-Bissessa. All right, you think Kamla is a devil? What about you, T? I agree with my Prime Minister. I support my Prime Minister. Keith Rowley would have never get support from me no matter what you do. No matter what you do, he can't get support from me. But, I mean, Kamla Persad-Bissessa, I don't think this year is warranted, honestly. I don't think so. But as that continues, Trinidad and Tobago, unfortunately, our neighbor Jamaica was hit with a Category 5, right? Yeah, as the highest known to mankind, a Category 5 hurricane. Melissa, take them out, boy. You know Melissa, right? I don't know where they get these names from. How do you name this storm? Melissa. So Melissa, take them out. Melissa had to be a red woman. Like a horn. But Category 5 storm hit Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago. Our prayers are with the people of Jamaica. We are sending aid to the people of Jamaica tomorrow. The Prime Minister instructed the government to do everything that they can for Jamaica. Take a look.
With 6 confirmed deaths, Jamaicans are describing the passage of Hurricane Melissa as nothing short of a nightmare, with one local recounting terrifying moments as strong winds and rising floodwaters tore through his community.
Jamaica Prime Minister Andrew Holness says all energy will now be devoted to a strong recovery. In response to the unfolding humanitarian situation, Minister of Homeland Security Roger Alexander said the Prime Minister has directed that all necessary assistance be provided to the island.
Jesse Roundale has the details.
As Hurricane Melissa moves into the Atlantic and begins to weaken, residents of Jamaica are struggling to comprehend the extent of the death and destruction she has caused. For Jamaican national Leon Crooks, the passage of Hurricane Melissa will forever be etched in his memory, a period of terror, chaos, and survival.
It's like a nightmare experience. The windows and the doors, it doesn't matter if you have battened them up or what, any little space that water will come in.
Speaking with CNC3 News from his storm-ravaged community in the central parish of Manchester, Crooks struggled to find words to describe the ordeal that unfolded as the Category 5 hurricane roared through Jamaica with lashing rains and ferocious winds.
Over the media, we heard about 3 deaths. Talk about devastation. You're talking about Black River. You're talking about the west side of the island, Montego Bay, the airport, Cornwall Regional Hospital, the Santa Cruz, the Black River Police Hospital, the Black River Hospital. It's just devastation.
As fear gripped households, he and his family huddled in prayer.
I'm still grateful for life. My family, even though we have not heard from a few of our family members in Montego Bay and St. Elizabeth, we're going to check on them. I heard the minister say that those who was not affected, if we can go and help the western side of the island.
Willing and ready to lend a helping hand is the president of the UE Mona Trinidad and Tobago Student Association. Brianna Bethel says with the worst behind them, students from TNT are rallying behind affected people.
If I can, I would actually love to help. And I saw a couple of people asking for if they had the volunteer forms.
Across Jamaica, Hurricane Melissa left a trail of devastation, flattened and submerged homes, downed power lines and entire communities cut off by floodwaters. Rescue and recovery operations are now underway with regional partners mobilizing to assist. Here at home, Minister of Homeland Security Roger Alexander confirms that Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar has instructed officials to extend immediate support.
She says whatever our Caribbean neighbors need and we can provide, we will provide it.
He says the first shipment of aid items is expected to depart for Jamaica tomorrow and that members of the Defence Force are standing by. Meanwhile, Foreign and CARICOM Affairs Minister Sean Sobers says government was also assessing a needs list to provide priority assistance.
All right, so that is what is going on there in Jamaica. Our thoughts and prayers again with the people of Jamaica. So to get back home and specifically again on that Venezuelan issue as we wrap up tonight, I listened to a TikToker actually speak on the issue of CARICOM. And I kind of like what she would have stated. So I want to just bring you that real quick. So that's what I'm getting right now. So I want you to take a quick listen to her just before we wrap up the show tonight.
There comes a moment in every nation's story where silence is no longer diplomacy, it's surrender. So tell me, at what point do we admit Trinidad and Tobago has been carrying burdens that the region was all too happy to ignore? for entertainment purposes only. Disclaimer: I am not a geopolitical expert. This commentary challenges regional policy failures, not the people of any Caribbean nation. Trinidad and Tobago remains committed to regional unity, but unity must be backed by action, accountability, and shared responsibility. Let's chat Trinbago. Talks, declarations, and empty promises. When character meets crime in Trinidad and Tobago. Diplomacy filled the Hyatt, and crime still filled our morgues. How many more bodies will pile up before CARICOM's promises become protection? In April 2023, Trinidad and Tobago rolled out the red carpet for our Caribbean brothers and sisters. We fed them, we housed them, we paid the bill. Also, CARICOM could confront violent crime together. Every leader agreed the Caribbean was being poisoned by guns, drugs, and the transnational gangs. And they acknowledged one more truth: Trinidad and Tobago faces the worst of it because of geography and proximity to the trafficking pipeline. Yet today I have to ask, did they forget everything they claim to understand? For decades, Trinidad and Tobago has been the one sending aid, trading regional forces, providing relief after hurricanes, stabilizing regional economies, and opening our doors to our Caribbean brothers and sisters, our neighbors, our family. We've always shown up. But now it seems that we're drowning in the fallout of a regional drug war, passing through our borders. Suddenly the region is silent. But worse than silence are the voices now telling us to stay neutral, while we, not them, are the ones holding strain. While our citizens are being the ones kidnapped and trafficked and unalived, while tourist confidence collapses and our international image takes hit after hit, while our young men are being recruited into a deadly economy that we didn't invite, while our shores choke under a crisis that benefits no one here except the criminals. Tell us, when did neutrality ever protect Trinidad and Tobago? Did diplomacy stop the gunshots that echo in our communities? Did polite silence intercept any shipment of arms? Did staying silent convince the traffickers to turn the boats around? We're told to hush and not rock the regional boat. Boats are sinking and we are the ones that are drowning. Our streets are raw with violence. And the cost is Trinbagonian lives. If our regional partners want quiet diplomacy, then maybe they should provide some assistance. Maybe then they could ask us to be quiet. Are we only useful when we are writing the check? Tourism-based countries like to speak big about regional unity. But would they feel comfortable if the cartels took root in their neighborhoods? If illegal drugs flooded their schools? If their youth were dying for product being shipped somewhere else? If hundreds of their citizens became collateral damage? Simply because they live between the source and the destination? Is CARICOM suggesting our crisis is just a failure in national security? Or is it the cruel reality that we are out-resourced and overwhelmed by a threat moving through our waters for markets beyond our shores? Let's not just pretend it's just our problem. Even CARICOM's own declaration recognized this, calling on the United States to join the Caribbean with the war on guns and drugs, because the gun has become the new drug. Those were their words, their recognition, and their commitment. But where's the cooperation inside CARICOM itself? We hosted the region's security meeting. But where's the region when security breaks down in Trinidad? Words do not stop bullets. Declarations don't seize firearms. Press releases don't dismantle cartels. Trinbago continues to bleed. We continue to fight a regional war on our shoreline. We continue to pay not just in conference prices, but in our lives. So we must once again ask loudly and without apology, when will CARICOM's commitment match Trinidad and Tobago's sacrifice? And how much more must we lose before the Caribbean shows up for us, the way we always showed up for them? Until next time, Trinbago.
Exactly. She lie? You think she lie? How much again? How much must Trinidad and Tobago bleed for the rest of the Caribbean? And it's so ironic that it's the smallest countries that speaking as though they are the biggest influence in the Caribbean. That's ironic, huh? The smallest thinks that they are the biggest voice in the Caribbean. And the ones with the smaller economy think that they could tell the ones with the bigger economy what to do. That's so ironic, huh? That's so ironic. Barbados think they could dictate Trinidad, and Trinidad not even trying to dictate Barbados. We're not trying to dictate Guyana, or Guyana and Guyana on the side. I mean, whose side Guyana could be on again? Because Venezuela threatening Guyana. And we are the ones that disagree with the Guyanese, the most have rifts with the Guyanese, right? But CARICOM, people say, oh, don't disrespect CARICOM. CARICOM given so much to Trinidad. It's Trinidad given plenty to CARICOM. Where was CARICOM started? Where? Where was CARICOM birthed? Right here in Trinidad and Tobago by the then Eric Williams. And the purpose was for the Federation. Yeah, Federation, come in. CARICOM is so far from its purpose. Just as the United Nations, waste of time, United Nations, right? People tend to think that the UN and CARICOM supposed to intervene when it comes to some sort of war, when in reality, they really don't. They are not mediators. They are nothing, absolutely nothing. We see it time and time again. The reason why, again, Russia was able to invade Ukraine was what? What's the reason? Anybody here know? There's a body that governs. You all know about the sovereign union, right? You all know about that? And you all know the dismantling of such. And now the Russia wanted to re-establish the union again. And then who kicked against that? He wanted to be a part of, you all know, Russia wanted to join NATO. And he can't join NATO. And then Ukraine say they want to join NATO and they didn't say no to Ukraine. So they invade. You all know the reason, right? They wanted, because NATO alliance on the borders, you know what NATO is, right? I have young people. Oh, Lord. Anyway, yeah. So, anyway, it's the same thing playing out itself. CARICOM is a waste of time. CXC that was booted out of CARICOM, killing poor people, children, mentally, right? If Penelope Beckles want to talk mental issues and mental health, and the opposition will talk mental health, talk about CXC. We should do away with CXC and kill it dead. And I hope maybe when Kamala Prasad-Bissessar speaks about finding international partners and finding partners on the outside, you know, she's looking maybe at Saudi Arabia and other countries outside of the Caribbean chain. Maybe we could finally do away with CXC for our children and move into a progressive nation, right? And that will mean, that might mean moving away from, nah, we could say with Privy Council. It's a good thing we didn't join the CCJ, you know. Y'all know what the CCJ is, right? What is it, guys? It's a good thing we didn't go, you know, Rowley. Yeah, history have a weird way of playing out itself. I'll say that. History has a weird way of repeating and playing out itself. And time will tell, huh? Time will tell. But we're on the path for success, Trinidad and Tobago. We are. We're in the path of success. Kamala Prasad-Bissessar is doing what is needed to be done for this country. And if she's doing it, how old is Kamala? 70-something? Yeah. She's 70-something. Kamala is doing it in her 70s. Take pattern youngsters. See what it really means to be bold and brave out here. And when the threat comes from major ones above, don't back down. It's really testament to keep faith alive and keep hope alive and keep the fight alive. Even when those around you disagree and putting you down and all sorts of things. Because if what is going on if what Ian Allen posted and he said fake news, if whatever that is true or have some semblance of truth to it, we can have a tough battle inside the UNC, you know. A tough battle. As a woman, to be a prime minister, and the first prime minister ever, like nowhere in history or in the world history that is allowed, where a woman takes up and rules, right? Nowhere. The Queen had to fight for her share. Queen of England, God rest her soul. Oh, I shouldn't say God, because she engaged in slavery. You know, she really lock up black people. She take away Africa wealth. But anyway, she's dead now. The King still there, King Charles. But Kamala Prasad, for a woman to go that far and to become more, Kamala gave her story. She said where she started from, where she's at today. She said, my name is Kamala. Be calm. I calm. Thanks so much. There's somebody say, I just take on my boy David here. He's on a different level. He brings it real, and I get involved with anything positive. Thanks so much, brother. I think I mean he gets involved. Well, I get involved. Anyway, so I support Kamala. I got Tina, we got a t-shirt printed now, please, for the next Saturday show, right? Let's get it for next week, right? I support Kamala sheets. You can make some money off that too, yeah. Back and front. Or maybe on the back. Put it on the back and put it on the front. When UNC wins, everybody wins. And then put the I support Kamala on the back. Or you could get the print with Kamala face in front, right? When UNC wins, everybody wins. Yeah, but how people go see the back of my shirt when I'm on live? I will get the shirt. Let me get I support Kamala shirt, right? Somebody go take my idea here. Let's try and get it quick, right? You can make some mint off that. Kamala, I'm going to make some money off your face. Thank you so much. One way or the other, you know, one way or the other, we go ship that. We go ship it out. For the next show, maybe on Monday we'll have it, right? Let's try and get it for Monday's show, right? Serious, huh? Have the editor work on that now, please. All right? Anyway, that's how we end the program tonight, Trinidad and Tobago. I support Kamala. I want to talk off here. All right. Thanks so much again, Trinidad and Tobago, for joining the show tonight. All of you, remember to share it as much as possible. Saturday, don't forget, Aaron Duncan will be here on Saturday, virtually that is, and we'll talk about his new song, Birthplace. Isn't that ironic? Birthplace, right here, Trinidad and Tobago. So stay tuned for that come Saturday. Also on Saturday, we journeyed through the city of Port of Spain. We'll bring some trailers for you, trailers for you on Saturday to show you what we would have done in Port of Spain, as well as in Princestown and, Barrackpore, not Princestown, Barrackpore. All right? So stay tuned for that show on Saturday. Remember to share the live as much as possible. Subscribe to the YouTube page. We are only live on YouTube. I want to see the viewership go up, man. Or the highest we ever got was 400. We'll get some more. Come on. All right. Follow, share it. For all of you that continue to watch it and repeat the numbers. Let me get that mouse real quick. Let me show you the numbers before I go, right? This is truly as T. This is the place to advertise, yeah? How much ads we run so far? We didn't even run the next ad yet. Oh, God. Director, we're going to with you, right? Ollie, I love my director, you know. But you can send your resumes. You're not even watching why you don't care. You don't care. I don't know why you don't care. So, tell them what to send the resumes. Yeah? Send the notice internally, please. All right, let me show you all the insights. Press print screen for me now. All right, here we go. Let me show you all the oh, God. All right, so just before we wrap up tonight, I want to show you why this is the place to advertise. I never did this in a while. Oh, my gosh. Haven't done this in a while, actually. All right, here we go. This is the devil. This had to be the devil. Got to do it another way. Well, I don't leave here. Just 1 second. 1 second. I get to it. I'm almost there. See, if we get ad money, we could buy another computer. Huh? Here we go. Your director, or you disagree with that statement too? Oh, you know my director disagree with Kabbalah? No, you're a P&M. You press on there, my laptop starts to move slower. I know what's going on. I can't even, let me just run it like this, right? So this is what I want to show the viewership Trinidad and Tobago. I want to thank you so much for the amount of views that the show has gotten recently. You would see that the viewership is at 1,086,194. Now the interaction's only down because of what I posted to the page, honestly. But there you go. This is the place to advertise. 1 million views for this month alone. Last month was 1 million views. We started the show 3 months ago. And for 3 months so far, we have hit a total of 3 million views. Hitting 1 million views each and every single month. I'm going to clap all there. Yeah, give yourself a round of applause also. So, 3 months would be 90 days, right? Press print screen again for me there. I want to show you all this one. All right, let me just show you this one before I go. So I'm impressed. And YouTube is different as well. This only shows the interaction for Facebook. YouTube is at a different view account as well. So let me, I just screenshotted for the 3 months there. So I want to show you all for the 3 months. I think there's it here. All right. Oh, I'll get the same thing twice, yes? 1 second. So truly, thank you everyone for the support. We'll just get you the other image. They're showing you the 3 months. That means we hit 1 million views every single month so far since the show started. So this here is the 90 days. Here we go. 2,923,474 views and the interactions and everything up. And this is from July. I think the show started just before July, right? In the month of July. This only shows from July 31st. So we well over 3 million views for the show only. All right. So again, thank you to everyone. Winston, I don't know what you're saying. No, 2824798 is the number to call. I don't know what you're saying. All right, so thank you again for everyone that watched Week in Review. It has been a great time with you. New things set to come. We go into January soon. Christmas is coming up. We're looking for our Christmas theme. We might head to Tobago soon, Olia, to do the show from Tobago. That way you smile about. That way you smile about. You want to go to Tobago? You like to travel. You go do the show from Trinidad. We go leave your laptop here. Have a great night, Trinidad and Tobago. We will see you back here on Saturday. Don't forget, Aaron Duncan is on Saturday. Stay tuned. And I support Kamala Prasad Bisesa. Tia, we'll get our shirt from her, right? And that's a new way for the office, right? So the other way on your shirt. Have a great night.